People say love arrives quietly, soft as a whisper, warm as a sunrise. Mine didn't. Mine arrived the day my shadow disappeared. No, really. The morning I met her, sunlight hit my body, and there was nothing on the street behind me. No outline, no shade, no shadow. That was the moment I realized some loves don't enter your life, they rewrite it. It was a cold September morning in Oregon, the kind where fog sits like a thick blanket over the river and everything feels like it's holding its breath. I stepped outside my apartment with a cup of black coffee that tasted more like burnt promises than caffeine. Work had been chaos, life had been boring, and I was beginning to suspect adulthood was just childhood with bills. I walked toward my car, staring at the ground absent-mindedly, and froze. Because something was missing. My shadow. The sun was at my back, bright enough to make me squint, but the pavement in front of me was empty, clean, blank. At first I assumed I was still half asleep. I even slapped my own face, twice. But no, still no shadow. Okay, Noah, I muttered to myself, you either need sleep, therapy, or a priest. I didn't get any of those. Instead, I got her. I saw her on the sidewalk across the street, a girl around my age, mid to late 20s, holding a stack of sketchbooks against her chest. Her long dark hair floated in the wind, strands catching golden light. Her denim jacket looked old, like it had survived entire eras of heartbreak. But it wasn't her beauty that froze me. It was that she wasn't walking on the sidewalk. She was floating 1 inch above it, just gently hovering, like gravity was optional for her. And she had a shadow, a long, dark, perfect outline stretching behind her. She noticed me staring. For a split second, our eyes met, and suddenly, my shadow snapped back onto the ground like someone had slammed it there. A sharp jolt ran through my spine. She blinked, I blinked, then she turned and vanished around the corner, just gone. By evening, my life had spiraled into more questions than answers. Why did I lose my shadow? Why did it return only when she looked at me? Why was she floating? And why, out of the 8 billion people in the world, was she drawing me? That night, I didn't sleep. At 3:11 a.m., I heard something outside my window. A soft voice. Noah, please return the sketchbook. I froze. Slowly, I walked to the window and pulled the curtain aside. There she was, standing under the streetlight, her shadow trembling behind her like it was made of water. And she wasn't floating this time. She looked tired, human. Her eyes lifted to mine, deep, soft, heartbreakingly sad. Please, she whispered, that book wasn't supposed to reach you yet. Yet. Yet? Before I could respond, she turned to walk away. My shadow flickered and tried to follow her. Not me, my shadow. It stretched unnaturally toward her, like a magnet drawn to steel. That's when she looked back and said something that shot ice into my veins. Noah, you're not supposed to be part of this world. I didn't go to work. Who would? After losing and regaining your shadow because of a mysterious floating girl, spreadsheets don't feel important. So I followed her. Not in a creepy way, more in a I need answers before I lose my mind way. Around the corner, she was gone. But on the ground, lying in the middle of the sidewalk, was one of her sketchbooks. The cover was soft, worn-out leather, with a tiny silver charm hanging from its spine. I picked it up. My fingers tingled. Inside, there were drawings of me. Different angles, different clothes, some from far away, some close enough to capture the scar on my jaw. And every drawing, every one of them, showed me without a shadow. My heart hammered so hard I felt dizzy. Was she stalking me or saving me? At the very back of the sketchbook, a note. If you're reading this, then we've already collided. Elara. Her name was Elara, and apparently she knew who I was before I ever saw her. By evening, my life had spiraled into more questions than answers. Why did I lose my shadow? Why did it return only when she looked at me? Why was she floating? And why, out of the 8 billion people in the world, was she drawing me? That night, I didn't sleep. At 3:11 a.m., I heard something outside my window, a soft voice. "Noah, please return the sketchbook." I froze. Slowly, I walked to the window and pulled the curtain aside. There she was, standing under the streetlight, her shadow trembling behind her like it was made of water. And she wasn't floating this time. She looked tired, human. Her eyes lifted to mine, deep, soft, heartbreakingly sad. "Please," she whispered, "that book wasn't supposed to reach you yet." Yet. Yet? Before I could respond, she turned to walk away. My shadow flickered and tried to follow her. Not me, my shadow. It stretched unnaturally toward her, like a magnet drawn to steel. That's when she looked back and said something that shot ice into my veins. "Noah, you're not supposed to be part of this world." The streetlight above her flickered as if it recognized her presence, as if even electricity shifted when she breathed. I stood at the window, gripping the sketchbook so tightly my fingers hurt. She had said, "Noah, you're not supposed to be part of this world." What did that even mean? Was she insane? Was I dreaming? Or was this the moment of my life when reality quietly packed its bags and left? I stepped outside. The cold air bit at my skin. She didn't look surprised to see me. It was as if she already knew I would come out. "Elara," I said. Her name tasted strange, like it wasn't meant for human tongues. She pressed her lips together, anxious. "Give me the sketchbook, please. You weren't meant to see those drawings." I held it behind me. "No, not until you tell me why you've been drawing me and what you meant about me not belonging here." She closed her eyes briefly. A shadow passed across her face, not her own, something else, something darker. When she opened them again, a soft, glowing ring of silver circled her irises. Not human, not even close. "That sketchbook," she whispered, "is connected to your fate, to your shadow's fate." "My shadow's fate?" I echoed. "Shadows don't have fate. They just follow you around." "No," she said gently, "yours doesn't." The streetlight above us snapped off, just died, leaving us in darkness. Her voice lowered. "Noah, your shadow is alive." A chill ran up my spine. "My shadow is alive?" I tried to laugh, but it broke halfway out of my throat. That's impossible." Elara stepped closer. Her presence felt warm, strangely comforting, like a memory I didn't know I had. "Some shadows," she said softly, "are just reflections, but some are doors." "Doors to what?" "To another world," she whispered, "to the place you came from." My heart slammed against my ribs. "I came from Oregon. I was born here, raised here." "No," her voice cracked like fragile glass. "You weren't." For a long moment there was nothing but silence and the distant hum of traffic. Then she continued, "You were born in the Umbra realm, a world where people are bound to living shadows. Your kind can move between the light and the dark, but you were taken, hidden here, so no one could find you." I shook my head. "That's insane." "Then explain this," she said, raising her palm. A small orb of shadow lifted from her skin, a floating, swirling sphere of black mist, like ink in water. I stumbled back. "What are you?" She didn't answer that. Instead, she asked, "Why do you think your shadow disappeared this morning when the sun hit you?" "I don't know." "Because," she whispered, "something from your world crossed over, something that wants you back." The orb of shadow in her hand began trembling violently. Her expression hardened. Noah, listen to me carefully. If your shadow was pulled from you again, you will be taken, and if you're taken, you will never return. Now I was shaking. You expect me to believe all this? She stepped even closer, so close our breaths mixed in the cold air. Noah, she whispered, her voice cracking with emotion, I've spent 6 years trying to keep you safe. Safe from what? Her eyes glistened. From myself. From you? I repeated. She nodded, looking away. Elara took a shaky breath, as if revealing this truth would hurt her more than it hurt me. I wasn't supposed to get close to you. I was only supposed to watch from far away, observe you, protect you, not feel anything. My chest tightened. What do you mean, feel anything? Her voice was barely a whisper now. In my world, shadows choose their partners, not hearts. Love is forbidden. It destroys the connection between realities. She swallowed. But you were different. Your shadow was different. It reacted to me. Reacted how? I asked. Her gaze slowly lifted to mine, full of fear and longing. When I'm near you, your shadow follows me instead of you. A wave of disbelief washed over me. You're saying my shadow likes you? Yes, she whispered, pained. And that means you and I are bound, a bond that can destroy both our worlds. Silence. Cold, heavy, dangerous silence. Elara, why did you run today? She looked at me with a truth that shattered something inside me. Because the moment you saw me, Noah, your destiny woke up, and now everything I've been trying to protect you from has begun. A gust of wind swept down the street. The air thickened. The shadows around us twisted unnaturally. Alara's breath caught. Oh no. What? It found us. What found us? She grabbed my hand. The moment her skin touched mine, my shadow tore free from the ground like a black flame, and something enormous, shapeless, and hungry rose from behind the houses. Alara's nails dug into my wrist. Noah, run!